Hello, Zodiac Duelist. Obviously, you guys got to see a feature match. Eddie Gomez was playing Darklords in San Diego. He went X-3 according to Eddie over here. Is that right?
Yeah, X3.
All right. So we're going to start off with a bunch of questions to help our audience understand why did you choose Darklords?
So I chose Darklords pretty much. Well, first of all, it's my favorite deck, and also none of the traps target. And I went into it just thinking I was going to play a ton of spirals, which I did. I played 6 spiral matches, and none of the traps target. So I was able to interrupt my opponent way more than they expected. Additionally, just the surprise factor of playing like a rogue deck, and on top of that, a strong rogue deck that can OTK like out of nowhere.
So, knowing that you were going into basically a meta of spirals, how confident were you really the entire time?
So I play tested a lot beforehand against spirals, against pen magicians, and I play tested a lot with Hao Chen. And honestly, I was pretty confident in my matchups against spiral. Going in, I thought I was just going to win against every spiral matchup. That didn't happen because I kind of misplayed and I was a little nervous, but yeah, I was pretty confident with the deck going in.
That's great. Okay, so what were the hardest matchups, other than spirals apparently, that you knew? Were there any other hard matchups?
So I knew my worst matchup was going to be against Trickstars. I didn't end up going up against Trickstars, but since they burn every time I add, like all the deck does is like burn itself and add. So I thought it was going to be a really hard matchup. I didn't go up against them until day 2 at a regional flight, where I had Gamma game 1 and I was able to Gamma like something really crucial and OTK, and then game 2 he bricked and I was able to OTK him again. But other than Trickstars, Pen Magicians is also a hard matchup, unless I have Rebellion, which I'm only playing at 1. But yeah, that was it.
All right. Do you have any advice to other players? I mean, playing Darklords or maybe any other matchups?
Well, if you want to play Darklords, it can be hard because it draws so much, and you need to know exactly what you're adding to your hand, and just like it can be hard with the deck. It's an uphill battle a lot of times. When you win, it's usually not because of your deck is so broken, but you really have to just grind it and outplay your opponent. But yeah.
All right then. And are you gonna play it again in another YCS?
I don't know when the next YCS is, but I'm definitely playing it at the next regional. Coming in January, I think it's LA Regional. I'll definitely be playing it there.
All right, you heard it here, folks. Eddie Gomez, our LJS star over here at Imperial Games in Vista. You guys are more than welcome to come out on Tuesdays and Fridays at 7 o'clock, and you most likely will probably see Eddie playing Darklords here, or some other funny variant. But apparently in January, you're most likely going to see him at the regionals in LA, you said, correct?
Yep.
All right, perfect. Well, that wraps everything up, so hopefully we'll see you over here in Vista.
Alright, so I was playing Darklords. I was playing 3 Ixchel. She's your draw card of the deck, and she's searchable. Discard her and another Darklord card and draw 2. Play her at 3. And then I play triple Superbia. When Superbia is summoned from the graveyard, it targets another Darklord and summons it from the graveyard, but you have to be careful because this can miss timing. These are the only 2 Darklords in the deck that I'm playing at 3 right now. These are the main 2 that you always want to have. And then I'm also playing triple Gamma. Best hand trap in the game right now, mostly because it just stops other hand traps and everyone's playing hand traps. I'm playing 2 Zerato. Zerato is a board wipe, and then him along with Superbia is how you go into rank 8s. 2 Nastin, he's the Megalo of the deck. Discard himself. Discard 2 other Darklords and you get to summon him. And it's any card, so you can send the Speller traps as well. And him along with Ixchel and all the other Darklords other than Superbia and Zerato, you can pay 1,000 life points and copy the effect of the Speller trap engrave. I also was main decking 2 of the barrier statues, so these are dark ones, so you don't normal summon any of the Darklords, so you just go throughout your entire play and you can normal summon this, and it honestly is just a blowout. If you get this, along with like a Darklord and just anything else of your regular board, you pretty much win, unless you're playing like Draco or something. But yeah, this card was a blowout.
So with that card though, like what do you do Do you play that against magicians, or do you side that out?
So against magicians, I played it, and they still were able to pendulum summon, and the only synchro that they could go into is the fast dragon, which blows everything up, which would really hurt. But when I had it, I had like the traps to protect him, and the enchantment takes control, and they can't really do anything. They can't really push for more.
Okay.
But I did side it out against magicians when I played them. Played 2 Ash Blossom.
Best hand trap in the game?
Yeah, just really no explanation with Ash Blossom. I also played, for my one-ofs, I played 1 Darklord Tez. So he's like on my body as a shield, except as a hand trap. So he protects them all for destruction. So he was like the best card when I was playing against established board of spirals. It stops like Sleeper from destroying your shit. And he can also be searched. So I'll show you guys like something cheeky you can do with him later. I was playing 1 Pegasus or Amdusk. So you discard her and another Darklord card, and you get to add a Darklord card from your grave to your hand. Additionally, she's your only Darklord that you can use as a single tribute, so that actually does come in handy once, or it does come in handy. And her, along with Tez, you can pay 1,000 life points and copy the effect of a Darklord spell or trap in grave. 1 Driver because of the Gamma. 1 Ukobak, so he's another Darklord name, and he's also another dark target for lure. And he's foolish on summon, so when he's summoned, normal summon or special summon, he's a foolish for any Darklord card. Spell, trap, monster, it doesn't matter. 1 Maxi, explanation there. 3 of the search card for the Darklords is Banishment. It's a hard once per turn, but you can search once on the field, and then you can copy its effect with a monster to search again, so essentially you can search twice in 1 turn. So a cheeky thing you can do, if this is in your grave and you have a Darklord monster on your side of the field, since the Darklord monsters are quick effects, and the Darklord, this is not an activated effect, it just happens like Return of the Dragonlords. On their turn, if they activate Raigeki, you can search this card to your hand and discard this card to protect yourself from Raigeki. So I actually did that a couple times to stop from Sleeper or just like board wipes. It's really good. We have 3 Darklord Contact. It's Reborn of the deck, and it's once per turn. But just like the spell, you can copy it again to just keep spamming your board. The only downside is it special summons in defense mode. So you usually want to special summon Superbia in defense mode to get another Darklord in attack mode, and then copy to bring out like a Zerato. To go into your rank 8, so it gets them in attack mode anyways. 2 Desires, because I only really want to resolve 1 Desires per game. You just want to, but it's just a really good card, so you play it. I'm only playing 2 Trade-In because I only have 5 targets in the deck. The targets are searchable, but usually you want to be searching for just like better cards. More things like the Contact or Ixchel, just better things to search other than the 8s. And I was playing 2 Allures. Allure is just really good generic, but sometimes you don't really want to banish cards from your hand, it just can hurt a lot, so I'm only playing it at 2. I was playing a Soul Charge. Soul Charge is broken, just no explanation there. Reasoning was my favorite card to play throughout the entire YCS because if I opened with it, they had no idea what I was playing. They would call 4 or 1, and it was just like a free summon unless I got Ash Blossom. And then if it was Ash Blossom, usually I still got mills, so I got to mill like traps or spells or something that I can still use as a resource.
And then all your Darklords are different levels, right? So Reasoning is almost always live.
All Darklords. So Ixchel is 10, Superbia is 8. Tez is 9, Nastin is 7, so it's pretty much just like a free summon with all the different levels. I was only playing 1 Twin Twister, just for problem things. The deck loses to Floodgates and hand traps, like Droll Unlock or stuff, so I was playing 1 Twin Twister just in case, and the Gammas are for the hand traps. 1 Raigeki, just in case I was going second, and it's just really good card, can win games. For my trap lineup, I was playing 2 of the Enchantment. So I was playing 2 Rebellion before, but I changed it to 2 Enchantment because of Spiral Prevalence. If I take control of Spiral Double Helix, it pretty much just ends their turn, and since all my monsters are so huge, I can usually OTK or just kill them on the next turn. And the good thing about the traps is it does not target. So a lot of the time they would have like sleeper on board, and I would activate the trap to take control. And since they also had resort, I would ask response. They would say no response because they think it can't be targeted, and then I take sleeper. And not only can I use sleeper's effect to destroy something, I can also use sleeper as go into a rank 8 with it because it's a level 8. But yeah, this was just really good. This probably really won me all the games that I did win against Spiral was because of this card. And then also Rebellion. So Rebellion destroys any card on the field and it doesn't target. So this is, you can hit back row, any card, just all around good card. And then that was my main deck. So extra deck, I was playing 1 Omega for Gamma. I was playing 1 Proxy Dragon. It's just a generic Link 2. So that if I take control of their monsters and I don't want them to have it back or something, I can just link away with it.
Okay.
I was playing 1 Lancelot because he's a dark, and also mid to late game, if your opponent only has 1 card in hand, Lancelot is a mandatory negation of 1 spell trap monster effect. So it's really good mid to late game. Additionally, if he attacks directly, or he can attack directly, and if he deals damage, I can destroy a monster on the field. And since he's a dark, I can use him to go into the spider package, which I'm also playing. I was playing 1 Alcei. I only used Alcei once during the entire event, but he top deck. I can pretty much top deck or bottom deck 1 card that my opponent controls with him. Felgrand for monster negates. He's really good. Now I was playing one of the Sun Dragon, and looking back, I probably would switch him out for the other rank 8. For another rank 8, it's a water, and I can't remember the name, but it's a water, and it doesn't allow your opponent to special summon from the grave. Going into the event, I thought that this guy would be good because it doesn't target and it destroys, so for spirals. And it can also destroy back row, that was a thought process, but I didn't go into him once the entire event. Hope Harbinger. If you summon Hope Harbinger first turn along with a barrier statue, there's pretty much nothing they can do because Hope Harbinger also redirects attacks. So if they try to attack the statue, it redirects it to Hope Harbinger, and it negates a spell. So Hope Harbinger barrier statue was like the most degenerate thing I could do all tournament. Zombie Sign. Zombie Sign is another target to go into the spider package, but game 2, if I go first and I can make a rank 8, I'll usually make him because he can negate evenly matched. He negates something by moving himself to defense position and discarding 1, so it's kind of neg. But if you negate evenly matched and you still have everything on board, it's like still...
It's less of an egg.
Yeah, it's a lot better. Now I was also playing the Galaxy package, which got me 1 game. But this is good not only for removal, but if you're going something that can't be removed, if you're going into battle phase, this will negate everything. And then day 2, I played Trickstars in a regional flight, and this guy got me the game because I was able to attack twice to monsters. And that game I actually got down to 200 life points because of all the burn, but I was able to still OTK him. I'm playing 1, this is for the rank 10s, I'm playing him, and then also him, and then he is makes something unaffected by anything, and he has 4,000 defense, so sometimes if I didn't have the best board, I can sit on him, and it's just really hard for him to get outed. Surprisingly, I went for game 3 times throughout the event with this spider. All of my monsters gain attack equal to the difference in our life points. And since I'm paying so many life points with the Darklord effects, I can usually just go for game with 1 hit with 1 other monster. And additionally, he can go into the other spiders. And both of these spiders are board wipes. So this destroys all monsters with attack less than, and this destroys all monsters with defense less than. So you could do 1, and if they have something that floats, you can even go into the next one and destroy them again. And then you could, the final one is the 7 Sins. Now he can't, if he were to be destroyed by battle or card effect, just detach 1 instead. And since you're overlaying so many, you're gonna have so many that he pretty much can't be destroyed by battle or card effect. Additionally, if you detach 2, banishes all special summon monsters your opponent controls. And this was really hard for True Draco to out since it's at 4K, and I could just beat over their Masterpiece. Alright, for my side deck, I had one Darklord Morningstar. The only thing about him is he needs 2 tributes, but when he's summoned, he summons Darklords from my deck equal to the number of effect monsters your opponent controls. So this is mostly for ABC when they tag out and they have like a full board. But I actually didn't really go into him the entire event. On top of that, he can't be targeted, and he also mills from your deck equal to the number of Darklords you control. I also had 2 Kaijus in the side going second. I sided this in, just against like spirals or just anything with like a boss monster. They were both really good because I run Trade-In and Allure in the deck, so they were never really dead going second.
So with that, the Kaiju, was there like a reason you went with the Dark Kaiju instead of like the Spider Kaiju?
Yeah. So I went the Dark Kaiju because of Allure of Darkness, and then Gameciel because of Trade-In, and it's a level 8. So they're both like usually always live, and if they don't have if say they break and they don't have a boss monster, I can use them as fuel for the draw engine. And then, like I said earlier, my worst matchup was Trickstar, so I decided to side these 2 in against the Trickstar matchup so that I don't get any burn, and it's also just a huge beater. But looking back, I'll probably side Book of Eclipse, just so that it books all their monsters, and more often than not, I'll be able to beat over them in the turn so they don't get the draw. I also sided in 2 Denko Sekkas. For Paleo and actually going second against Pendulum Magicians, I would side it in 2 just to lock out the trap, which is their main form of disruption. Also sided in 2 Drone Locks. This one was for the Spiral matchup, sided in every time against Spirals. One more Twin Twister, because I have 1 Twin Twister in the main. 1 Dark Hole. I'd probably switch it out for something because I never found myself really wanting it. I already had the Raigeki. And then the Zerato is like a board wipe as well. And I was also playing 2 System Downs for the ABC matchup that never came up, but this is a blowout card against ABC. And final ones were 2 Dimensional Barriers. Just an all-around good card, depending on what I play, Rogue, whatever. I didn't side into it once though, because like I said, I just played all Spirals the entire day.
And then, do you have any like final thoughts about your deck or like your matchups for the day?
Matchups. Well, the deck honestly just played a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and Spirals is really fragile right now. So any form of disruption, stop them, and my deck was really good at stopping them from doing what they needed to do.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks.